So after a very quiet 4th of July in Hampton, getting a sail repaired, the UV cover off the Genoa repaired because it got ripped up in a 43-knot squall on the Pungo River. Did an overnight passage from Hampton toward Ocean City, Maryland, but decided to keep going and ended up at Cape May, New Jersey. 134 nautical miles. And after Cape May, here, Atlantic City. And the dogs, once again, going to be a hit on the boardwalk. The biggest attraction. Well, it's Monday today, so yesterday was quite a bit busier on the boardwalk here. It was quite crowded. But it's going to be fun just to walk along. Just standing in front of the hotel lobby there at the Revel Hotel for a couple of minutes, I must have been asked 10 times what type of dog Chief was, how beautiful they were, and were they friendly, could they be petted. So everything's as normal. There's a dredging operation going on in front of the steel pier. Dredging is a continual thing happening out along the coast here. They have such a problem with silting.
Dog activities, resources, and services at Showboat, where Bourbon Street meets the boardwalk.
Okay, dogs on the boardwalk. Okay, dogs on the boardwalk. Dogs at Atlantic Highlands. Dogs are at Atlantic Highlands getting ready to go to Manhattan. Dogs in Manhattan. Okay, dogs in Manhattan. Dogs having adventures in Manhattan. And this is Bowling Green, the oldest public park in Manhattan. Goes right back to the beginning, basically, when it was a cow pasture. And apparently it hasn't changed all that much over the years. At the memorial of 9/11 is quite a lineup, even though this seems to be a slow day. And the security, just like at an airport. And you don't have to remove your shoes, but the belt comes off and wallet and keys and everything else goes under the X-ray machine. So just working our way along now.
Very small grade. So this is a sloping part. This is
And here we've got George Washington's pew from the early days of his presidency when New York City was the head of the country, capital of the country. They've kept this box the way it was. Well, even dogs gotta take it easy once in a while. Dogs in Times Square, hey guys. Dogs in Times Square. All right. Now, can you believe it? In a city as large as New York, I have not been able to find one leash-free area. And this is Central Park. And there is not one leash-free area in all of Central Park. That's kind of shocking. Like I said, this city is not dog-friendly. They really do not have anything to do with canines at all here. It's pretty sad. This is a sheep meadow. No dogs allowed. And on the west side of the park, this is the Dakota, the most prestigious apartment building in New York City, and the site of John Lennon's assassination. And I thought there might be some sort of a marker or a memorial or something that had been placed at the assassination site over here at the door. But there's nothing there at all. There's nothing, no mention of anything.
I can always stick this in the bag.
So in a section of the park just opposite the Dakota, an area known as Strawberry Fields, there is this memorial to John Lennon.
Imagine what they did pineapple. In the kind of real bad to like the percolate. Baby wobble, baby wobble, baby wobble, yeah. Baby wobble, baby wobble, baby wobble.
We'll go by them too.
And right now I'm at a sidewalk cafe having a nice meal and a bottle of wine. Dogs are relaxing. They've had a very long day in Central Park. Amber's got her little bit of blood coming from her toenails on both hind legs because of dragging on the ground. But they're exhausted and they're happy right now. They're protected from a little drizzle which is coming down. And I'm ready for a little meal of meatloaf and like I say, this bottle of wine I'm having. And it's working out just fine. I don't know whether they're going to be with me tomorrow though. These days are pretty long and strenuous for them, but I don't really know what other choice I have about leaving them on the boat, and that's about all I can really do. So we'll see tomorrow how it all works out.
What do you recommend?
We're at East 41st Street and Madison Avenue. And this is Chinatown, Mott Street. This is Doyer Street, and this corner of the street is called Bloody Angle because of all the gangland murders that happened at this corner between the Tong gangs in the 1920s. And where is this being filmed? On Mulberry Street. Yes, that Mulberry Street. Little Italy is slowly being absorbed by Chinatown.
your birthday, you used to shower me with treats.
Tootsie Rolls.
The nuns who made these cannolis took a vow of silence.
All right. Well, the nuns that made these cannolis, if I can get them uncovered. Okay, I'll do it with one hand here. The nuns that made these cannolis took a vow of eternal debauchery. Oh, what the heck.
Pero como se hace apura, porque pues, yo arriba no, si me mueven me voy a ir.
Oh yes, the dreaded New York subway. We'll try it out. See what happens. Alright, MetroCard. This way. Please swipe again. Okay. Alright, do it this way. Oh, give me a break. Alright. Okay. Ho 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 ho! The dreaded New York subway. Uptown, okay. Uptown on the VD line. All right, uptown via platform 6. Does that mean I get on the subway or what? I have no idea. Anybody see the movie Jacob's Ladder? Yeah, baby. And back in the city once again, now at the Museum for Natural History. This is a Hayden Planetarium. Show just ended. Well, back in New York City for the last time this trip, and we found a little dog park here, right just north of Pier 11. It's July 19, a very hot day in New York City. We're here for our last visit with the city before we continue north up the Hudson River. And the dogs have come with me again this time. And Amber has some bandages on her feet that are going to help the abrasion problem, and they seem to be working. That seems to be working out pretty well. So we're here today to explore Greenwich Village. And this is the heart of Greenwich Village, Washington Square Park. Around the fountain over there is where Bob Dylan started playing his folk songs for people. Today's trip is going to involve seeing locations where various interesting individuals lived and played and worked. So Mark Twain lived in this house from 1904 to 1908. He used to receive his guests while propped up in a huge carved wooden bed. This was just a couple of years before he died. And that's number 21, 5th Avenue at 9th. And at 567 Hudson Street at 11th Street, this is the White Horse Tavern, where in 1953 Dylan Thomas announced he just drank 18 straight whiskeys, passed out, and died the next day. How hot is it today? Well, you can see the dogs here at the White Horse Tavern, where Dylan Thomas drank himself to death and was laying in the water bowl. They both had their fill of water, but they're really hot, need to rest. And this is 115 McDougal, a Cafe Wa where Allen Ginsberg started out, and Jimi Hendrix and Bob Dylan performed in the early days. This is 145 Bleecker. In 1833, James Fenimore Cooper lived here. It's so hot today that we're having to stop in the lobbies of various buildings in order to make use of the air conditioning. This is a bank on Bleecker Street. And this cafe on the corner of McDougal and Bleecker used to be the San Remo Bar, which was a favorite gathering place for William Burroughs, Allen Ginsberg, and Jack Kerouac. And this is 75 and a half Bedford Street. It's the narrowest street in the city. It's only 9.5 feet wide. It used to be a passageway between the buildings. And among other people who lived here, John Barrymore and Cary Grant. And right next door to it, number 77 Bedford, that is the oldest house in New York City. It dates from It dates from 1799.